All right, we are live. How is everybody doing? Good evening. It is Wednesday, August 17th. It is 6:17 p.m. Pacific time here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Back again with another video live stream, of course. Here, we'll have it as a replay. So if you want to catch it on a replay, of course, you can. We already have 25 likes. I like that. Going into this, a lot of excitement. Hello to everybody. Let's say hello to a few people. We've got Jaden Ferris here coming up. We've got, if I can get past the Jaden Ferris chats, Aaron D79. Good to see you. Waited a long time for this one. Yeah, we're going to see the P1 hopefully soon. I don't have anything specific yet. Love the redesign. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Good to see William Cohen here. And we've got a super chat from Duck Vision. All right. To start things off tonight, $10.69, $10 for me, and 69 cents for the sexy ThinkPad we have right here. We'll get to that in a moment. Good to see Arif here. How are you doing, my friend? Yes, I hope this box is a luxury like the first one we showed for certain. And what did I see? What did I do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you go to New York to see? I'm sorry. I'm jet lagged, I guess. I had a press briefing. I can talk to you off the air, but of course I'll tell you. But it was a quick trip. I hit right into New York and then back out of there. But I was able to eat at a legendary place in New York City, of course, and that is the world famous Katz's Delicatessen, which of course founded in 1888 and has been a staple of New York ever since. So it was pretty amazing. And of course, I didn't eat any bread there because I'm on a keto kick here, but I did eat the pastrami, just the meat part of it, and it was pretty awesome. So nice trip in, great weather. I did a quick 5-minute live stream from New York, from Washington Square Park, from the Arch, and that went okay, I guess. I mean, it was kind of hard with the very sunny out, and so there you go. And I like that gang. Gang already liked this before we even went on, which is pretty good. Do me a favor, people. Hit that like button. Good day from Temporal Doyle. This is the music of yours who were dancing at the local disco before the stream started. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good evening to Raza. So we have a pretty good turnout here so far. We've already got 83, and we're only, let's see, about 5 minutes into this. So let's get right to work, people. We'll get to your comments and questions in a moment. And do me a favor, put a Q before your question if you want it to, for me to see it easier in the chat. That will make things a lot easier for me. Let me take off this. And if I missed anybody, I'll catch you later as far as I'll go through the chat. Good to see Bill Wood. There's a few other people here as well. Brandon Tobias is here. There's so many of people that are here. Keyboard G is here. So hotly anticipated. Now, I don't know which one I have. The only thing so from what I understand, there's a non-discrete GPU model. I think this might be the one. Again, I don't know because I just got it today. So I don't have much information as to which one they sent, but one of the benefits of this, of course, is we're going to find out together. So there's the excitement of this in real time. So without further ado, let's get this thing unboxed. Okay, let's see what we have as far as packaging here. So I think it's going to be very similar to the Z13. Let's take this out first. Let's move this out of the way. And let's just take this out of the box. And I think that's it for the stuff we need. Okay, so this is the unit here. And I could tell you right away, it feels a little bit of heft, but pretty expected on a 16-inch. And of course, we have the power charger. And I believe this is going to be 135 watts, and that is exactly what we have here. It's also USB-C, which is pretty interesting that we have that. And again, I don't know which particular model that we have. 135 watts. Okay. And then we also have the power cord, of course, that comes with that. Typical stuff, but again, a pretty interesting power adapter. Let's put that to the side. And of course, we've come here to see this, right? So let's take it out of the felt covering here. And there she is. Now, this is a Arctic gray color from according to the specs. Pretty nice. Wow, I got to tell you, it looks pretty nice. It has some Z16 branding there. And it says FHD F2.0 digital mic array. So we'll test all that, of course. Black bottom. Made out of recycled aluminum, according to this. Gen 1. And you can take a look here. You can see there are fans. We're going to open it up. And pretty nice, sturdy build. Let's go over some of the ports real quick. And as far as on the left side, we have your power charger port. Now, this is, of course, USB-C. I think this one is 3.2 Gen 2, but this one next to it is a USB-C 4 and then a full-size SD card reader. On the right side, another USB-C 4 port. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the USB-C 4 port. This is a Kensington lock, and then a power button with an LED indicator light within it to round out the ports. No HDMI, so I didn't see any HDMI on that. All metal build. Let's do the one-handed test real quick. There she is. Opens with one hand, and again, a nice little ledge or reverse notch here to give you a little bit of help there in lifting that, and that is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So shiny. Yeah, Arif, it is. Wow. Keyboard feels good. Let me give it a little test here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now, again, I don't know which screen I have. I know there's an OLED option, a 4K plus option. I don't know if I have that. Full HD plus. There's a touch. There's non-touch. So I don't know what they sent me. So I really can't tell you. It looks like it has the Ryzen 7 Pro on this one. I think that's obviously, it says it there. iSafe certified display. Again, I don't know which one they sent. And I don't know if this has the discrete GPU. We'll have to turn it on and find out. But this keyboard looks absolutely gorgeous. And then we can get a look over here. It looks like this is a matte display. Little glare and reflection, not much. Good. And then, of course, we're going to have the full HD webcam. So let's take a look at the color here. I just want to show it to you from this angle. And obviously you can see the silver. It's like they're calling it Arctic gray. And I don't know if it's the OLED, people. I know somebody saying, rough user saying it looks like the OLED. Not sure. Not sure. All right, let's power this baby on. Now, it came directly from Lenovo, so let's see if they gave it any juice. And I may have to plug it in. Let's use this charger, even though it's not the one that it came with. But let's see. This is a 130 watt charger, so it should be fine. Yeah, it's going to boot up now. Okay. And it goes far back as you see there. Now, there's no vegan leather option like we saw on the Z13. We'll compare the two in a moment. But of course, this is the first boot, so let's get this going. Now, here's the thing, people. As far as doing benchmarks, I don't know if I'm debating whether to do any of these benchmarks initially, because the thing is, what I've noticed is you have to do the updates. You have to do the updates to get the actual benchmark numbers. We got to do the Windows updates, any firmware updates. So I don't know. We'll maybe play around with a few tonight, but I'm not going to do as much of an emphasis on it, only because I don't think it's fair to test it right out of the box when all these things are happening in the background, and it's affecting the scores. It's affecting the scores. So Does that have the Pluton chip in it? Yes. All right. So let me bring up the specs, so we'll figure out what it has, and you can see here what's new. So according to this, it says it's powered by the next-gen AMD Ryzen Pro H series processor, optional discrete AMD Radeon RX 6500M GPU. I don't know if this is the one that has it, and then it has the optional 4K display you can go with, the 3840 by 2400. Again, this is 16:10. It's a Dolby Vision display if you go with that. Up to 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. Okay. Up to 2 terabytes of PCIe Gen 4 storage. Again, I want to see what the actual numbers show. Hyper-secure security chip to cloud technology. Hyper-secure chip to cloud technology with Microsoft Pluton. So it does have that, Arif. And refined keyboard with enhanced dual-purpose trackpad. Track point. And I don't know if it had juice or this plug is... I may have to switch to a different plug. Let me use the original plug. Let me take this one off. Hold on. So let me remove this graphic. And by the way, here are the specs while we're waiting. So for those wondering, it has a starting price of $1975.35. Okay. And Arctic Gray recycled aluminum. And this display, let's take a look. Let me turn off this and this. And now we get to this. So this is the display. Let me bump up the brightness. We're in the United States. I don't know if this is a touch display. We'll find out in a moment. No, this is a non-touch. So we have the non-touch. So I don't think this is the OLED. Let me go to my Wi-Fi. Just give me a second. Okay. And let's go next. Again, this is why I don't want to run too many benchmarks, because it looks like there's things going on in the background, of course, and this is the first boot while it's doing its magic, it says. But pretty nice keyboard, I can tell you right away. Now, this touchpad, I think this is also the haptic touchpad. Does anybody know? I couldn't tell from the way the specs were laid out on the website. I'm looking at it now. Is this the same force pad that we saw on the Z13 is my question. Let's see. Let me see what it says here. Keyboard backlit, dual purpose track point, glass haptic touchpad. Okay, so it does have the haptic touchpad. Good to see that. And still going through all the setup here. So personal use. Okay. Let me go off. So this looks like it has Windows 10. This seems like a Windows 10 boot up. Let's go offline account. This is pretty interesting. So this looks like it's looks like Windows 10. Let's just get through an initial setup here so we can get it up and running. Yeah, this is definitely interesting. Why would this have Windows 10 on it? Oh, interesting. I'm not complaining. I'm not the biggest fan of Windows 11. Not now for Cortana. Skip the registration. Okay. You can see what I'm doing sort of here. And then, so Microsoft recommends Windows 11. So what should I do here? I'm at a crossroads. Should I put Windows 10 or should I go to 11? I want to decline it for now and I'll put it in later because I don't want to delay it. So let's decline the upgrade for now and then skip that for now. And let's just get it up and running. Kind of interesting, huh? So otherwise we'd be here all night. I don't think you want to see that. But pretty interesting. The display, I think, is 60 hertz, no matter which one you go with. One bad van. Good to see you. Are you sure you got the latest model? With Windows 10, I do. That's pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious about that. But this Arctic Gray looks pretty nice, I got to tell you. Yeah, so it's supposed to come with Windows 11 Pro. This is pretty interesting. I'll upgrade it later on. I don't really care about that, to be honest. But it does come with 11 Windows 11 Pro. Okay. ThinkPads are weird premium offering, but lack features. I don't know. It's pretty nice features to me. So that does have the same haptic force pad, it looks like. Speakers are on the side. So I think these are up-firing speakers here, from what I understand. And of course, we're getting all these updates and whatever's happening live in real time, people. Very nice. Let's take a look at it next to its smaller sibling, the Z13. So here we have the Z13 with its vegan leather. And we got them both on right now. So Dolby starts up right away. Dolby Access. We'll just put that down for the moment. So this is not a touch display. Let's see what the resolution is. Display settings. 1920 by 1200. So this is the non-touch display, and it's the full HD plus. I'm really interested to find out why this is Windows 10, which I'm not complaining, people. Kind of, it's interesting though. Let's go to Device Manager. I could have gone to Windows 11, but I didn't when we were booting up because I don't have time. So display adapter, it's got this is the base model. So what they sent me was the base model. This is going to probably get you the best battery life, but this doesn't have the discrete GPU. So this, I believe, is the Radeon 680M. And then as far as this, let's go to system specs rather. This one has Ryzen 7 Pro 6850H. So it's got a lot of the same V Pro features in its Intel equivalent. Let's get to some questions here. According to Miles Mason, question: do you have an eGPU near you by any chance? I want to see if it's compatible. I do not, but I do have one coming, so I will be able to do that very soon. Bill, you configure what you want up to 4K, beyond 4K. It's a 400 nit non-HDR 100% sRGB. Right. So this would be, I believe this is the base model they sent me, which, considering the premiumness of this so far, it's pretty good. You have an optional OLED 4K plus display. We don't have that one on this one. But I want to see also the SSD. Okay, so this one has, let's just see the drive here. This is 512 gigabytes. And if I go to the device manager again, it does have LPDDR5 RAM. So if I go to the disk drive, it's a Samsung NVMe. So hopefully we'll get some pretty decent speeds out of it. We'll see. We can do a real quick test. But let's go to the webcam. But I want to first, let me plug this in, see what happens when we plug it in, because it's starting to charge. Okay, so let me take a look at the camera. This is going to be a full HD camera. And we can load it up onto the HDMI so you can see it. Looks pretty decent, 1080p. So you can see what I'm doing here. Put it into that USB slot. And let's get to this real quick. And this is the camera. So this is full HD. And we'll check to see if it's Windows Hello. Should be IR, but maybe not this model. Let me go to the account settings. Let me go to the settings, and then let me go to accounts. We can take a look at the sign-in options here. Windows Hello. This one might not be. Yes, it is. It's an IR camera. It must add the password. And the fingerprint scanner, which is on the keyboard, is there as well. So we got two options for Windows Hello. You got to love it. And I think this looks pretty good. I'm happy to get that, my friend. You know, these are hard to get. I'm the first one, I believe, who has this. So I'm not complaining. In fact, this is a really nice display so far. I'm really happy with it. This is not the touch model. And again, a 16-inch display. You don't necessarily need the touch, although it would be nice. And again, it is an option if you go with that. And there are 4K OLED option, of course. So I'm not complaining. This is actually pretty nice. And a pretty nice webcam as well. let's I'm so tempted to do one benchmark here. Let's load in let me go to the website here. Let's do a quick Geekbench. I said I wasn't going to do it, but let's just get something going here. But I know things are probably running in the background, so we can take whatever I get with a grain of salt here, people. But I'm just curious, out of this Ryzen 7 6850 Pro. I think we've seen it before, right? So we've seen it before. Okay, we're going to the wrong things here. Let's go to Google as we do this live. Okay, you can see what I'm doing here. So let's download this Geekbench. As we have 123 of you, so nice turnout tonight. Very responsive haptic touchpad, by the way. Okay. And I'm going to put this into, let me go to the power options. Actually, hold on. How did we do this in Windows 10? Well, let me see if the Vantage is on here. Yeah, Lenovo Commercial Vantage. Let's go through there first. I don't remember with Windows 10. I don't know why I didn't. Well, I could have gone to Windows 11, but again, that would have taken too much time. Let's go to power. So device, power. And let's go to power. So it's under intelligent cooling under this. Oh, here it is. Okay. So let's go put it onto the best performance. Things are coming back with this Windows 10. It's making a comeback, people. So Tim Yang says he has one, but hasn't gotten the chance to test out the USB 4 since it has no Thunderbolt gadgets. Is it possible for you to try out a Thunderbolt 3 or 4 dock? I do have a Thunderbolt 3 dock. Maybe we can get to. Hopefully that would work. I do have one, so we can take a look at that. But let me first test this first. So we have everything in the right settings here. Let's unpack this. So let me go to the downloads and the very responsive touchpad so far. So far, I'm very impressed with this. Kind of liking Windows 10 on this, to be honest with you. That's why I'm not saying too much about upgrading here. I mean, it's kind of nice in a strange way. That was kind of weird, to be honest, but you know, it's I'm not complaining. Question: key travel versus the X1 Extreme. Now, I don't have the latest X1 Extreme yet, so I'll have to reserve judgment on that. But the key travel is a little shallow, but very similar to the 13-inch that you see here. Okay, so you can see them side by side, and you can see this is a lot bigger, right? So this is a much bigger device. And you can see them from the side angle here. Very similar, of course. They'll have the same functionality when you hit the double tap the track point, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let me run this real quick, and let's see it. Now, again, probably things are running in the background. I've got HDMI connected. I'm not expecting a good score in this initial one, simply because it's no updates have been done to the drivers, no Windows updates. So let's just get it up and running. Again, I got this very quickly from them, so I don't even know if they had time to look at this as far as the Lenovo team, their lab team. So what I can say is the build quality on this is fantastic. The display is a matte display. I'm absolutely loving this display. It's a non-touch one. So you know what? If I can get good battery life out of this, with its, I think it has a 72 watt-hour battery. I would not complain. Let's see what it has. It has a 72 watt-hour battery, according to this. And again, 1.95 kilograms starting weight with 4.3 pounds. Okay, so there you go for the weight. So you can put this in your bag and you can rock and roll on the road. Now, there is optional 5G as well. So it has that option. And of course, we can take a look at the internals in a little bit if we have some time. We got 116 of you watching. Good to see you once again here on the channel live with the brand new ThinkPad Z16 hot off the presses from Lenovo. What is the color accuracy of the display? I didn't test it yet. As far as the gamut, I think we're going to look at 100% sRGB from what I understand. DCI, yeah, and again, could be DCI P3 wide color gamut. We're probably in the 80s, maybe. I don't know. I haven't tested it out yet, but 100% sRGB should be expected on this. And as far as the display itself, again, it's a matte display. You don't get any glare reflections. I love it. So if you're doing work on this, you're going to totally be happy. Really nice webcam we took a look at already. So battery life should be pretty good. According to Tim Yang, he got, let's see here. Sorry. I got around 10 hours doing casual web browsing and 6 to 8 doing web development, hosting server in VS Code. Okay. What's the battery size? So on the 13, was that in the 50s or something like that? I don't have that in front of me. Decent score right off the bat. We got 8688 and 1461, which is not a bad score considering though none of the updates have ran. I probably can get closer to 10,000 if I rerun it later on with all the updates and everything. So that's not a bad score. Let me take a screenshot. All right. So let's test the integrated graphics real quick. Just a quick compute benchmark here with the OpenCL. We'll see how that's going to run. So it's pretty interesting so far. And again, this is looking like the base model. And as the base models go, this is a pretty nice design. I didn't test the speakers yet. I didn't test any of the SSD yet. We still have to do that. We can do that next as far as the SSD is concerned. But let's run this graphics benchmark and then we'll go on from there. But pretty good. Now, a couple of things to let you know. Again, I just got back from New York. And it was a very good meeting. I went to New York yesterday. I can't talk about it yet, but I will have a video very soon on it. And it's pretty exciting stuff. See, I hear things are in the background updating. So this is the graphics score. Again, I take this with a grain of salt simply because none of the... See, look, it's doing it. See, the display is updating in the background. There you go. So restart required. So again... That's why we really probably shouldn't show too many benchmarks tonight, only because they need to do all these necessary required updates in the background, maybe in firmware, I don't know. All right, so that takes care of the Geekbench. Let's take a look real quick at the SSD. And let me go to Crystal Dismark Test. And let's go to the download. There we go. And let's let that download. Okay. Liking the keyboard so far. Got nice tactility to it. All right, let me close all this and we can run this. And again, 512 gigabytes on this model, but you can go up to 2 terabytes PCIe Gen 4 performance, according to what it says on the website information. So we'll see. You have, okay, so thank you, One Bad Man. He's saying, I have the one up from the base model. That has a Ryzen 5. Correct. So I have the Ryzen 7. So let me clarify. I have the Ryzen 7 58, what is it, the 6850? Hold on. I have the Ryzen 7 Pro 6850H. Now, this is the H series, 8 cores, 16 threads. So pretty good in terms of the numbers so far. We'll end up sucking them all into the benchmarks. Yeah, you know, and the thing is with the Dell, and by the way, I'm re-uploading that as a regular video. I took it down simply because there were some issues with my particular unit, but it seems to be resolved, and I'm going to talk more about it. Excellent battery life on that Dell XPS 13 9315. I can just tell you right off the bat, I got over 13 and a half hours on my battery test, which is one of the best on the 12th gen processors I've seen from Intel this year so far. It's looking good on that. And another update, I took the Lenovo ThinkPad X13S running the Snapdragon 8cx Gen 3 to New York, fully charged and with the 5G and everything in it. And I used it exclusively there. And I got hardly 50% left. So in almost 2 days worth of use, I still have 50% left. I can't figure this out. Why is it so good? It's really good battery life. And I'm seeing really good reads on this. Wow. 6814, that's really good. That's really fast. And I saw we're using Samsung SSD, so that may have something to do with that. Certainly Gen 4 on this. That's really good. The battery life on the Slim Pro X I gave in my review, so check it out, Martin. Was decent. If you go to 60 hertz instead of the 120, you're going to do about a couple of hours more. So it's 2 fans. We're going to open it up in a win. Snapdragon for the win. No kidding. No kidding. That thing is a battery beast, and the performance was so good, surprisingly good. I had no limitations using it. I'm a big believer, and that is by far the best Windows on ARM device there is. Not that there's a lot of competition, but pretty good. I also have a secret device, not from, I can't tell you who it's from. Actually, I can't say who it's from. Secret device that came in today that may blow us away. I can't talk about it because I'm under embargo, but I have a secret device that you're going to want to tune in. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, people, we're doing great things here. Crazy growth on the channel. Numbers are just off the charts with this new format that I'm doing. I'm mixing the recorded on-demand videos with these live unboxings to get to the real-time reactions. So it's really working out. Now, we're about to approach 130,000 now. So if you're not already subscribed, do me that favor, subscribe, and make sure you hit the like button right now, because that'll help get this disseminated out over YouTube. That'll lead to channel growth. All this engagement is good. It's been pretty good. So Dell, to their credit, reached out to me the next day. They were right on top of it. They saw my live stream. Again, I bought the unit myself. The engineers took a look at everything. We went back and forth with my contact there. It seems to be working now. I did some updates on it. Everything seems to be working. I'm not getting that hibernation shutdown problem, whatever that was. It might have had to do with some drivers. Again, I can't be certain. It also might be a Windows thing. So I also got that same BitLocker problem that I had on the Z13. Remember, I had that problem and I had to reinstall Windows. I had the same thing happen on that. So I'm having a feeling that there's some issue with Windows here. I'm going to talk more about it, Brent. I'm going to talk more about it soon. Steve is saying Windows desperately needs an ARM chipset that compares with the M1 and M2. Let me tell you that that ThinkPad X13 S was running really good. I had, at some points I felt like, first of all, it's completely silent. It doesn't run hot and had pretty good performance. Battery life off the charts, that good. And I'm not the only one. Daniel Rubino tweeted from Windows Central. He used the same thing, probably going to the same place that I was going, and at a different time, I guess. And he also reported some great stuff. So I'm not surprised. Question, according to Duck Vision, what is the secret device you're talking about called? Well, then it wouldn't be a secret, would it? It's a prototype, and I'm going to have an announcement soon. I can't tell you, unfortunately. I would like to. Only 80 likes. Come on, people. Hit that like button. We have 126 of you. Dell didn't say what was causing the issue. I don't know if it seems to, after I did the updates, it seems to have worked itself out. So I haven't been able to replicate that issue. So it seems to me it was an update thing that needed to happen. It's working, and I was able to run all my benchmarks. The numbers were pretty decent on that, considering that U processor, and it also had really good battery life. I was like surprised. I got over 13 hours on my test. Pretty good. But again, I'll have more to say on that when I release the video. You need a 4K webcam, so then you should get something, an external camera you can use for certain. These are pretty good scores. So 6814 on the read, 4909 on the write. Let me take a screenshot real quick, and there you go. That is a good score, people. Very impressive. It's better than the one that's on the 13. That's faster. We can open this up. I can shut it down, and we can open it up to see what's inside. I think we'll do that next. I want to see the upgradability. I'm pretty sure the RAM is soldered in. Again, as far as RAM is concerned, we're looking at LPDDR5 RAM. It's that 6400 RAM megahertz, which is the faster RAM, from what I understand. So it's running the same fast RAM that this one, or actually the one that we just looked at. Let me double check that as far as the RAM is concerned. Let me go into the task manager, And let me show it to you on the screen here. Let's go to more details. Performance, memory, and 6400. I was correct. Dual channel. And this particular unit has 16 gigabytes of RAM, but you could also get it up to 32. So let me shut this down, and we're going to open it up, okay? So let me put it back onto me, and let me unplug this. Put that over there. Okay. My iFixit kit here. Go to work. Now I can see a little bit of fingerprints, the same thing we had with the 13. Hopefully these are with captive screws. They're Phillips head. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Love it. They made this one really easy, I believe. We'll see in a moment. So there's 1, 2. There's one in the middle here. 3. 4. This is made out of recycled aluminum, according to what the bottom says. So good to see environmental friendly kind of thing. All right. Let's see if we can get it off without breaking it. Let's see. Yeah. Pretty easy, my friends. Pretty easy. All right. Nice metal. And there she is. All right. So this is what the insides look. There are 2 fans, of course. 72 watt-hour battery. 2 fans right there. SSD, pretty fast SSD, NVMe. It looks like this is where the optional 4G modem will go. The Wi-Fi 6E, by the way, Bluetooth 5.2 is soldered in. It's right there. And it looks like they're upward firing speakers because I don't see anything here. And I don't know if they're quad speakers. So I'll have to look into that if anybody knows. And it looks like the RAM is soldered in. So this is the cooling solution they're using. We can zoom in. And then I'm going to put it there to get my shot. Okay. 130 of you. So it's a nice turnout once again. I can't thank you people enough for supporting the channel here. All right. So that's the, there, you can take a closer look at the internals. I might be the first one to show it other than Lenovo, I'm sure. Let me zoom out a little bit, and we're going to put the cover back on. As you can see, my mess on my underneath my desk. It's a nightmare, but this weekend it'll change. We're going to clean it up. See, it's a very, see my little remote there? It's very, very sensitive. I have to like tap it very, very small. One more. There we go. All right, let's put this back on. Make sure it snaps into place where everything should go. You know, like anything hanging off, like I sometimes do. You know, sometimes it's not on all the way. All right, let me put this, screw this back in. So we got our first look at the internals of the Z16. I might be the first one. Lately, that seems to be the case. I want to thank Lenovo for sending this over so fast. You know, I know it's not easy getting these products somewhere from China. So they did a fantastic job. So I want to commend them. All right, so a little bit dirty with the fingerprints. Let me wipe them off with my cloth here. See, it's snapping back in even when I'm doing that. Just got to make sure it's snapped back in all the way. We'll do that in a second. Yeah, it's all back in. And I like this Arctic gray because it's not going to show too many fingerprints. So that's pretty good. All right, we're done with that. Good job. Nice. Okay, so let's get back to here. So while we have this open again, I'm really liking this keyboard. Now it does say Dolby Atmos here, speaker system. It does say iSafe, so it has a low blue light filter from what I understand as well. Again, this is the model up from the entry. The difference is this one has the Ryzen 7 6850H, 60H Pro. It's a Pro model, of course. It's almost like the V Pro version of what AMD would offer, so pretty good. Okay. And it's looking good so far. Let me take some of your comments and questions. I know I missed some of them. We're going to go back a little bit. Why is the iFixit toolkit so expensive? Because it's the one that really works and lasts. I've gone through a number of like $20, $30 ones from like China. They look fancy. I got all these fancy doohickeys and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, they get stripped after a while, after like use of like 2 or 3 times, and then you wind up buying more. I think this is about 60, 70 bucks, maybe a little bit more, but it's worth it because I think the quality's there, and they do a good job over at iFixit. I got to commend them for doing a good job with their products and their videos. Let's hear a speaker test. It's kind of hard to do a speaker test, but I can turn it back on and we can play a video or something. Or I can go to Epidemic Sound to listen to it. And again, very nice build quality. iFixit also warranties the bits, and that's another. When we're done, I'll put somebody can put a link. I'll put a link down. You can check it out. How much is the Z16? So let's talk about pricing real quick. Starting at, it's not cheap. Let's be honest, because this is a commercial device. This starts at $1975.35, and that's not the one I have. I have the one up from that. So mine has, and again, probably a little bit more expensive because of the Ryzen 7 Pro that I have, the 6850U. So $1975.35. But you know what's funny is if you go to their website, it says that it's the AMD Radeon RX 6500M. That's not what we have here. So I'm wondering if this is an even cheaper model because it doesn't have the discrete GPU. I don't know. Not sure. We're going to have to look into that. C16 Money Grip. All right. I'll be looking for a sale or coupon code in the fall. So one of the things you got to watch out with Lenovo is their website, because they run sales all the time. So you can probably get this at a pretty good discount at some point. So it's going to be good. I think I have a feeling, and we saw somebody who already had it earlier. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. He says he was getting around 6 to 7 on some more heavier use, but about 10 hours on normal use or not so heavy use. I'm going to do my own testing. A 72 watt hour battery. We just saw it when we opened it up. So I'll test that out. And of course, we'll see everything that it has to do with this laptop. I'm going to have videos on it and everything. We're already 45 minutes into this. We're at 113 people watching. So it's looking good so far. Now, so that's the, and again, we can run a couple of more things here. Let me plug it in. And now that it's rebooted, you know, maybe it did some of the updates. I want to rerun the Geekbench just to see. And again, it says Windows 10. So I'm not complaining, actually. You know, Windows 11 is basically Windows 10, in my opinion, in some ways. It just has a fancier or a slicker look, I guess. Question, do you feel that AMD processors run cooler than Intel as a whole? I think they do. I think they do. They're not as powerful. So here's what I'm seeing so far in 2022. So I think the Intel P series is very powerful. The U series is much more powerful than it was last year. What I'm seeing, and the battery life hasn't been great, although I did get good numbers out of that Dell XPS 139315. Which is for a different day. We'll talk about that. But in general, I noticed that the Ryzens in the 6000 series are very efficient. They're running cooler. Their performance is good. It's very good, but it's not as good as the Intel. But it does run cooler and does give you a little bit better battery life. That's what I've been seeing so far. But I didn't notice as better multi-core score. I think for the most part, again, there's a few exceptions here and there, but for the most part, I think the Intel has done a lot with their cores. They threw a lot of cores at it, and of course, the issue is going to be with the heat and the throttling. Ryzen or nothing, according to Revolt. So AMD's done a good job here with the Z13, and I think so far what we're seeing here with the Z16. And again, you may not need a discrete GPU, although obviously it is offered with one. But as far as this integrated Radeon graphics, this is the 680M, that's respectable numbers. And I'll run some tests, and we'll see it in the video. But I think for the everyday user or the executive, or if your company gives you this, obviously you'll be pretty happy with a beautiful looking laptop first and foremost, but it's going to get the job done. Now, this haptic touchpad is really, really nice. It's very similar, obviously, to the one we saw on the Z13. It has a haptic engine, so it gives you haptic feedback or vibration, and you can control that in the settings. So to get it to your liking. So I like that customizability that it gives you. And you also have an enhanced trackpad. So if I double tap that, that'll bring up that contextual menu that allows you to do all sorts of things. And we went over that in my video on the Z13. So if you didn't see the Z13 number of videos I did, just go over to my channel. It's all there. And again, we got similar score. This is an 8600. I don't remember what we got the first time. You could see it here, 8629, 1550. So this is about what I see with the Ryzen 6000 series this year. And that's a nice improvement over the 5000 series, certainly. But it's not as fast as far as the performance of the power as the Ryzen, as the Intel 12th gen, especially the P series. Robert will take one. Yeah, I would take one too, because I can't keep this. But very beautiful, Robert. It's very beautiful. And I got to say, this is a nice looking laptop. Now, the fingerprint scanner, as I mentioned earlier, is over here. There is a kill switch for the webcam over here. Okay, it lights up when you press that, obviously. You could also have communication keys right there. Escape function lock. I mean, this is a really nice 16-inch laptop. There's no doubt about it. So I'm not, again, these are pretty decent numbers so far, so I'm not complaining. Let me download, because I haven't run into too many hiccups so far. I'm getting a little bit more bold. Let's go to the Cinebench R15. I want to see those integrated graphics, how they perform on this one. In fact, I can just connect it through here. Got another super chat from Corey Martin. All right. $2. Sound test, your opinion on the audio, please. Okay, we could take a look at that. Since you asked, let's do that real quick. Why not? Kind of has a Mac look. Yeah, I think a little bit. Let's go to Epidemic Sound. Hold on. I'll have the keyboard. Feels really good. Let me just log in real quick. And then we'll get that other test going. But let's get a little bit of a sound test. And I'm not really set up too much for it, but I can give you my opinion right off the bat. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's give this a listen. Sounds pretty good. You know, it sounds pretty good. They're up firing, so that's a nice plus. But again, I have to go through the Dolby Vision because you can control that and it'll change it. But I'm not logged into my account for that. So pretty good. Some bass. Yeah, pretty good. Nice full. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Again, I'll do some more testing. Good to see Evan Spivak here. How are you? Lenovo laptops generally are geared to business and productivity users, so they say it is what it is. Yeah, no, this is definitely a commercial-based laptop. We know that. And it's a good one at that so far. Smooth beats, better than the crab dance. MacBook good. No, I think the MacBook sounds better. The MacBook Pro 16 that I have here is it's the best that I've seen. Yoga 9 good. Speaking of which, tomorrow looks like we'll do another live stream. And I got in the Slim 9i. So what is that? That's basically the clamshell version of the 9i Yoga. So that's going to be pretty good. And Robert, once again, with another $100 super chat. Wow. I mean... We're so used to it, Robert. I mean, this is ridiculous. And we missed each other because I know you said you were heading to New York. That would have been great to meet up. Well, at some point, we're going to have to meet up. This is no way, right, Revolt? Such a supporter of the channel. I mean, Robert is the CEO. He's my CEO. That's for sure. Unbelievable. How many cars do you have? Leaving Friday morning. Okay, so Friday morning you're going. Okay. It just doesn't work. Oh, no. But I appreciate, though, the try. It may not be in every country, I think. I don't know what's going on. Here's a 10-car garage. I wouldn't be surprised. Any recommendations for the best laptop for students? Right now, I'm leaning towards that HP Pavilion Plus that I reviewed with the OLED display. I think that's the best bang for your buck, especially for a student. Yeah, good to see you, Gamer Plays 567. All right, so, once again, Robert, with his tremendous generosity, comes to the channel and unbelievable support. I love it. Thank you, my friend. All right, so let's get back on here. And so we did a little bit of a sound test, and it sounded good. Not MacBook Pro good, but good. So I'll do more testing on that. Let me load in here one of the benchmarks, the Cinebench R15. Okay. And we'll get that up and running. We have 114 of you. Really nice turnout tonight so far. Looking really good. Oh, boy. So I'm a little bit tired from my flight back. What a nice trip to New York, by the way. Really, really nice. Got a lot accomplished. Went to my favorite deli in New York, which I'll show you right here if you're joining us late. It's the world-famous Katz's Deli. They're not a sponsor, but they've been around since 1888. Can you believe that? And there you go. I mean, that was really good. Now, I didn't eat the bread because I'm on a keto diet right now. So I'm a very high protein, low carb, or basically no carb diet. But I ate the pastrami, and I got to tell you, unbelievable. Very good there. If you're ever in New York, go down to Houston and Ludlow. And yeah, it's great. Yeah, and it's a wonderful place. So a lot of it's basically a landmark in New York. And if you like smoked salmon or like fish and stuff like that, go over a few doors over. There's Russ and Daughters, which is great. Russ and Daughters, if you like smoked salmon or lox, so you could get bagel, cream cheese, and lox. I can't eat it, which I'd love to. Very expensive, but well worth it, people. If you ever go there, try that. So this is a Ryzen 7 6850U. It is a Ryzen 7 Pro on this, and the numbers are looking pretty decent on it. All right, so let me go back to the downloads, and let me not connected, of course. I took off the HDMI, but no worries. We can just go right here. Let me just load this in. So that was a quick trip. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm going to go to Berlin for IFA, but I don't know at this point. We'll see. So we'll see. Can we expect the X1 Extreme P1 Gen 5 this month? I don't know. I would not be surprised, put it that way, because they're getting all the stuff's coming in now. So it could happen at any moment, just like this one did. So yesterday I didn't know. Yesterday afternoon I didn't know I was getting this, and then all of a sudden I got it. So that's how fast and furious things are happening right now. So yeah, I expect it. I did speak to Lenovo about it. We just don't have an exact date yet. So, but it could happen at any moment. That's all I can tell you. All right. So, and I know a lot of you are waiting for that one. Me too. So, Temper Doyle, I actually took and really have been so surprised on how good that ThinkPad X13S has been with that Snapdragon 8cx Gen 3. By far the best Windows on ARM device. There's no question. Having the built-in or the optional LTE or 5G that it has, the battery life is tremendous. No fan, so it's completely silent, and it remained cool. Really, really good. So this is the worst orgy ever. Okay, Jeffrey, we had a better time the last time when all those bots came in offering the women. So Veyron, wow, nice. Nice. Any offerings with Linux? No, I don't know if they offer Linux. We saw that with the, who was offering that? Dell was offering the Linux, right, on the XPS 13. Yeah, that's pretty awesome car, man. Yeah, I would love to check that out. Me, I have just a Tesla. That's all I have. So I have a pretty crappy Model S. I don't have what he has. I appreciate that, Robert. I appreciate that. Me too. I want to become like Robert. He's pretty cool. All right. Oh, wow. I didn't expect this. This is a good score. Oops, I am not connected. This is a good score. 100, almost 140, 146.24 FPS. That's pretty good. Obviously better than the integrated Iris Xe. So we're seeing a nice performance boost here with these integrated Radeon graphics. Let me run the CPU test next. Pretty good. Now, I know there's nothing wrong, especially now with the gas prices the way they are. I'm very happy with this Tesla. But I would love to have a supercar, though. That would be awesome. Yeah, I like, the truth is I do like the Tesla Model S, although it's had some issues here and there, but for the most part, it's been really good. These are really good scores, people. Wow, this is really good. So 2058 on the Cinebench CPU score on this. Let me take a screenshot. Looking good. Very, very good. All right. The grand effing facilitator. I don't want to get demonetized. Well, I probably won't anyway, but love your work. All right. Nice. Greetings from Vancouver. Nice to see you, Al. Nice, from British Columbia. And you like the stream. Okay, that's good. That makes me feel good. I wish $1 million would fall into my lap, Mike. So the scores are looking pretty good. I'm getting a little bit more bold. I'm not so gun shy doing this because it looks like things are more up to date now. Let's see. So I can close that, save my score. Let me move over from this. Let me do the R20. Really good haptic touchpad, people. Really good. And let me go to the downloads. Now, this does have a full-size SD card reader. Let me see if I have a card here somewhere that I can test it out. I do have an old broken one, broken down. This is what you call a broken down ghetto card here with tape on it. And it's on this side. So let me see how far it sticks out. So that's as far as it goes. So not too bad. I've seen where it sticks out even more. Not too bad, but would be nice to sit flush, but I'll take it. I'll take that, and especially if creators are going to want to see that, right? So pretty good. Okay. And let's take a look at this, and let me go to the downloads. There it is. Let's load it up. You can see what I'm doing a little bit better here, I think. And let's accept the terms, and then let's run it. So while that's running, let's see what everybody else is up to. Just being honest. I'll take that too. I'm not too picky, my friend. I'm not too picky. All right, we got a home 119. We had a really nice turnout tonight. Nice. We just passed the hour mark as well. So for those joining us late, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, you see all this great stuff we're doing here. Please subscribe. I think, you might just find a lot of use out of this. And I've been getting it out. I think I'm the first one with this, right? Of any of the major reviewers. I think I'm the first one. I could be wrong. I want to thank Lenovo for sending that out so fast. But great. Bicycling is great. Also, walking and driving is not necessary health benefits off the charts. No question. No question. All right. Okay. And which is fine. Bicycling. I don't know why this is like a little hiss. I don't know. We'll fix it later. Whatever. All right. So let's see what this is doing right now. Wow, that's a good score. 48.53. It's getting better and better. So nice score on the Cinebench R20 that measures the CPU. All right. Now let's get a little bit more bold. Let's, I can do the R23, and that would probably take about 10 minutes, so we can just load that in. Okay. He also has a Hyundai Palisades as a daily driver and a GMC Yukon, believe it or not. I like the Palisade. Yeah, you'd be surprised, with these things. Speedometer test, that's a good one. Thank you. We can do that. Actually, could do that right now. So this is the speedometer 2.0. Let's start the test. So, Robert, the touchpad is the same haptic touchpad we saw, the force pad, what they call, on the Z13, if I'm not mistaken. And so far, it seems like it's working exactly the same, which is a good thing. It's one of the best. I appreciate that, Mujumusa. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I probably did. Sorry. I'm hesitant to try, what is this, according to Nick Allotech? I'm hesitant to try the AMD since I've always had performance issues with AMD wireless versus Intel. What are your benchmarks? Also, are you able to run any gaming tests? I will run gaming tests. I'm not going to do it on the air tonight. I'm not set up for it, but I will have it in the video, that's for sure. So a score of 223. Let me take a screenshot of that. Now, I think we got on the Mac, which does really well on this, on that MacBook M2 Air M2. I think it was like in the 400s. So that's one area, that single core stuff, and that's one area where the MacBook Air is really shining, really shining. Glad to help, my friend. You've got the Surface Pro 8. Hopefully we'll see the Surface Pro 9 later this year. Where am I? Okay, so that's the score on that test, and let's go down to our downloads. And let's unpack this one, and let's run the Cinebench R23 real quick. So 223 is a nice score. Okay, and again, we got the best score I've seen on that one was on that MacBook Air M2. I think it was over 400 on that, right? So give kudos to Apple on that, because even though everybody can accuse us of me of being an Apple hater, I give them credit where credit's due. I like the M2. I think there's a misunderstanding out there. The M2 is a great chip. My problem with that was the throttling I noticed on the heavy sustained workload, but most people won't get to that point, right? So it's a good laptop. All right, these live streams are making your channel more popular. I think you hit on a good thing, and the great information on these PCs demonstrated makes the buyer more educated on what to purpose. Thank you, I appreciate that, William. You know, I saw a nice big uptick in the viewership of the past 2 months now, based on this format we're doing, and I don't see anybody else doing it. I'm trying to trailblaze here in a strange way, but hopefully it'll work in the long run. So far, it's working. But of course, I need the products. I need the products is going to be the key here. And so far, they're coming in one after the other. Like tomorrow, I'm going to have the Slim 7, the Slim 9i, okay, or the Yoga Slim 9i if you're outside the United States. It's so confusing, but I have it here, and we'll do that one tomorrow. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. Oh, see, Corey Melvin, that's how he found us. How's the temperatures looking? That's a good point. Pretty cool so far, even though we've been running some benchmarks. Pretty cool underneath here. I'm almost tempted to see if I can take out my thermal imaging, but I'll do that in the video. Nothing too hot on the keyboard. Looking good so far. Impressive. So this is going to test to see how much it throttles, right? So let's run the multi-core on this. And while that's doing that, we can go back to your comments and questions. And so again, Cinebench R23 measures multi-core and single-core in a sustained heavy workload. So this is going to run for about 10 minutes on this multi-core, and we'll see what it'll get. And then, of course, if we have time, we'll do the single. But there you go. We got another super chat from Mike Mean, or Mene. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but either way, thank you. You'll hit 1 million subscribers in no time. I don't know about that. You know, we're about to hit 130. We passed 129 this past week, and we're growing faster now. I would love to get to 150 by the end of the year. That would be tremendous. I don't know if we'll get there. But we've always had slow and steady growth, and I'll take that over not growing or losing subscribers in terms of growth, or even growing in terms of viewerships. But I can't complain. I mean, I'm very, very fortunate to be in this position, and I'm very humbled and grateful that everybody tunes in. Good to see Tech Realm here. He got his Dell XPS 13 Plus, but there is a dead pixel on it from what he says. Maybe you should return it. I don't know. I hate that. Once I see a dead pixel, I cannot unsee it. Almost like the notch. Chatting with XPS Plus. All kidding aside, I really don't like dead pixels, but that's me. It's like one of those little things. Like, I'm sure it's not a big deal, but you know, you're paying all this money, you don't want to see a dead pixel. Hey Andrew, regarding the X13S, did you have a problem with the control function switch in BIOS? Mine did, and it would freeze the keyboard until I pressed the control key. No, I actually didn't, Tim. That's interesting. So the control function switch in the BIOS, I didn't try it. I can't comment on it because I didn't try it. I got to tell you, like I said, I went to New York. I took just the ThinkPad X13S that we were just talking about with that Snapdragon 8CX, and it worked great. Great. I loved having the 5G. So convenient. And it would go down to 4G LTE where there's no 5G available, and it worked great. So it, bounced around between the two if it needed to. And I loved having that great battery life. So it's been working out pretty well for me. All right. So I want to thank everybody for these super chats. It's been great. Does it feel heavy since it's all aluminum, like compared to the X1 Extreme Gen 4? I don't have that with me here handy. I have it here somewhere, to be honest, but I don't have the Gen 5 yet. That will be coming very soon. So I can't really comment too much on it, but I can tell you it's actually pretty light. It's actually pretty light for a 16-inch. And considering this is the one without the discrete GPU, we're talking about a nice weight difference. And again, I'll bring the weight into this right here. So this is going to be a 1.95 kilograms, or you're looking at 4.3 pounds. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. So what did you wind up returning, Tim? Is that, hey, okay. So you had that problem. Okay, so you had the X13S, Tim. Is that correct? So yeah, that's the one you were just telling. I'm sorry. Yeah, you were the one. So you returned it because of that problem. Battery life is insane. Oh, unbelievable. The battery life has been unbelievable. It's insane. It's insane. According to Grand Effing Facilitator. I love the guy's name. I like it. How do you think this compares to the Yoga Slim 7 Pro X 6800 HS? Now I had the 6900 HS. This is actually looking good. This is looking a little bit, maybe even better in some ways. Love the keyboard on this. I'm not going to lie. I love this ThinkPad keyboard on the Z series so far. Now that I have both the 13 and the 16, big fan. Big fan. Now, this is not an edge-to-edge keyboard because they put some really nice up-firing speakers on the sides there. How does it compare to the XPS 15 or 17? Does it feel special? Yeah, this has that certain something that we taught, like with the XPS. This is definitely has that feeling on it. And I have the 15 and the 17 here somewhere. Could probably bring it on at some point. But, I mean, size-wise, it looks very similar, I guess. Again, I'd have to look at the two together. But it does have that special premium quality like the Z13 has. And when you look at it next to the XPS 13 Plus, you saw who they were targeting. There was no question about it. And I think, for the most part, like I said, they did a great job on it. So we'll see. So this is running the test. Okay. Looks like the stream is doing really well. Okay, so we have, let's see, we have 119 of you so far right now, concurrent viewers. That means every watching at the same time, obviously. Just a question. Have you seen the new Z Fold 4? So let me tell you a little bit of a story, Robert. I tried to order it on the day it was released with all those crazy trade-ins. And when I got to the checkout, they wouldn't take my money. So they screwed it up. They screwed the pooch once again. So no, I didn't see the Z Fold 4, and I don't think I'm going to order it. I was going to do it again to see if it would go through, and then I said, you know what? Nah. It didn't seem the 4. I'm a big Fold fan, and I still have the 2. And I just didn't. And they were going to give me like a $1,000 or $900 for it, some crazy amount for that too. So I wanted to jump on that, but it wouldn't go through. It like the system crashed. So I just gave up at that point. So Tim Yang returned the X13S because of that problem and bought the Z16 instead, low-key considering buying the 13S or the M2 since they are so portable with such good battery life. Yeah. So a little update on my MacBook Air M2, and I did my review on it, and I thought it was the more fair review out there compared to some others. And I showed you my concerns, and I also showed you what I was crazy, which I liked. I think it's a pretty nice device, and I've been using it also a little bit more lately, and I'm liking it a little bit more. It's a really nice laptop, and I'm not going to lie, it's a really nice laptop. It's just that freaking notch. When I look at it, I can't stand it. I don't know what it is. You have you have the 3. Just curious. So from what I understand, Robert, if you're going from the 3 to the 4 in terms of the Samsung Z Fold series, it's not a huge upgrade. From what I understand, some under the hood stuff, of course, but I think for the most part, it's not a huge upgrade. But if you're going, I guess, from the 2 to the 4, it's a more of an upgrade to consider. Again, I don't have it. I didn't get a review unit from Samsung. So, and and I don't think they're going to send me one. So I'd have to go out and buy one. But again, I'm a big believer in the Fold series. And I know Lenovo teased remember they did that teaser for that Fold device that's hopefully coming. That looked pretty interesting, I'm sure. But again, we don't have any more information on that. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything more. I have the 3, just curious. So you have the 3. Okay, that's good. All right. All right. Where are we? So we're now at 100. We have 115 people. It's an hour and 17 minutes. Just waiting for this one to finish. It's almost there. So if you have any comments or questions, now's the time, people. Ask it. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. Everybody's quiet. All of a sudden, everybody's quiet. We have 120 people, and nobody has anything to say? What's going on, people? Come on. So we have 128 likes, which is good. All right, so that's good. So let's just recap. Crickets. It's the comedy hour. It's back again. Oh, we got a question. Okay, good. I have some concerns about the fact that Lenovo is so slow in delivering their premium laptops to people like you. Are there hidden issues like the heat with the P1 Gen 5? I don't know. I don't think so. I just think it's a supply issue, to be honest. You like that, Robert? So, Robert, the scotch is kicking in. Got to go. All right, my friend. Thank you so much once again for such generosity beyond anything I've seen. So unbelievable. Thank you so much. And enjoy your scotch. It's a new SKU. Okay. And here's the thing, right? Those are the Z line, the Z13 and the Z16. And by the way, I'm looking at a pretty good multi-core score. We're going to look at it in a moment. The Z16, the Z13 are new line. It's a premium AMD-based laptop with a ThinkPad DNA in it. And that's, to me, is unbelievable. So the thermals are looking good. Okay. Oh, no, Robert. That scotch has really kicked in. His second super chat of the evening and another $100. I'm falling off my very expensive new chair, by the way. I have the Herman Miller chair. I forgot to mention this. This thing is awesome. But anyway, thank you, Robert. I mean, I don't know what to say. Robert, with his scotch, his supercars, and his such unbelievable generosity. Wow. I almost fell off my chair, my new chair. Scotch kicking in. So Stefan's watching on his Galaxy Book 2 Pro 360. Had it for several months. Been pretty good. All right. Yeah, he's very nice. He's so nice. He's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know. I need to take a drink of scotch. If I had it here, we should do that next time. Although it's not on my keto diet. All right, we were talking about the Z13 and the 16. We have the 16 here, and let's take a look at this. All right, 11,321. So 11,321 is a very, very good score. What does that tell me? There's some pretty good thermals in this because it's not throttling down. That's a really good score. Let me just run the single core. I don't know if we'll get to finish it, but at least I can start it now. So very impressive numbers, people. I am very impressed. And we're not even with the discrete GPU unit. This is pretty good. Does HDMI capturing drain the CPU? Yes. So take into account, good point. Right now I'm not, though. I'm not using it. And that's maybe why we didn't get as high on the Geekbench. Let me take this off. This is not the HDMI. This is just my micro SD that I had on there. But when I did connect the HDMI, that might take away a few points here and there. Does the Z16 come in a 4G or 5G antenna version? So 4G for sure, 5G nothing official. I'm not sure why both the 13 and the 16 are limited to the 4G option. But I meant to ask Lenovo, and I'll ask them next time I speak to them. So we have the 13 and the 16 head to head here, or next to each other, I should say. I'm loving the Z13. Let's see if I have any juice, as they say. Let me clean this. What am I going to do with all this extra money that Robert has? I mean, now I can relax a little bit, huh? Robert donates as much as I spend on a laptop. You know, if you add up how much Robert's given over the couple of years that he's been contributing to the channel, I mean, we're probably talking. I probably have to send him a W-9 or something, right? Something like that at some point. Hope the IRS is not listening. Just joking, people. If the IRS are, I report all my income. I just want to let you know I report all my income. And I don't play around with that. All right. Good to see you from India. Question from Duck Vision. Which external GPU are you getting? So I believe I'm getting the one from Asus that was supposed to be on that, the X13 that I looked at. I can't remember anymore. But I'm not sure. Actually, now that I think about it, would I be able to use that with anything other than that? I'm not even sure. So that's going to be, I forgot what they call it, the XG Mobile, I think. Anyway, we'll hopefully be getting that in the next week or so. How's the keyboard compared to the older generation ThinkPad? Unless you have a good recommendation, I can go out and get one that would work, you know. In fact, I probably should have it, you know, because I do so many of these laptops at this point. I really should go out and invest in one. So let me look into it. Now that I have all this extra money that Robert gave, maybe I can get one and call it the Robert Wing dedicated GPU wing. So he's such a good guy. Wow. I'm still shocked. I almost fell off my new Herman Miller chair. I don't know if you could really see it. I got a new chair here. I'm still testing it out, but so far it's really comfortable. But so I deserve it. Okay. With the IRS now able to hire, don't get me started with this, William. The new 75,000 new agents. You know, we have some president in this United States. Wow, he's really off his rocker. You might just be on the target list. Maybe. You're not kidding, William. I don't know what he's doing. You know, he's running this country to the ground. And I don't care. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm independent. So I don't give an F. And let me tell you something. With the way inflation is and the way this country's gone down the toilet, I'm just sick and tired of this crap. And now he's pulling this crap with the IRS. That's just ridiculous. It's just getting worse. We're the laughing stock of the world. I know from my people outside the United States, they're laughing at us. He's a joke. He has no business being our president. And again, I'm not a Trump supporter. I just want the right person for the right job. And he's certainly not it. You know, so I'm just so tired of it, people. I know we're not a political show. I'm just so tired of this nonsense and lack of vision for this country. And people around the world, they're laughing at us. Not like they're doing this. And this is what's going on when he's debating on what he should do. That's our president. Yes, I will be running for president. That's my next move. That comes with a proprietary. Okay, never mind. I was going to suggest. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I should be doing, Duck Vision. That's a very good idea. Let me look into it. You know I make things happen here. Let me look into it. Since the Z16 comes with Radeon dedicated GPU, is it AMD Advantage software compatible? I don't know. I don't want to do it while this is running this test, but I can look into it, people. I could look into it. William agrees with me. All right. Andrew for president. Yes. President Andrew. That's the entire administration. Crickets. Or he likes to go get ice cream when he's not falling off his bicycle. That was, I'm joking. It's not nice. He's an old man, you know, with dementia. And it's pretty sad, to be honest with you. It's pretty sad. The past two of them, in fact, have to be better out there. Agree 100%. The past two of them, in fact, have to be better. Oh, absolutely. It's just a joke. And looking at the U.S. from New Zealand, it's sad to see what's been happening there. However, the whole world is in a tough spot at the moment. I agree. But, you know, not to say that we're the leader of the world. We're not. And I hate when we think we are. That's the other problem. But, you know, how does this look? How are the optics? We have a president who has no clue what's going on. I don't even think he knows what day of the week it is, let alone how to run a country. And the people around him, I mean, it's horrible. I don't know what happened to this country. So the Z13 down-firing speakers with a Z16 up-firing. That is correct. And in fact, these up-firing speakers sound pretty good. Sorry, we probably lost. Oh, we gained people. We have 122. But it doesn't have a spine. He doesn't have a brain. He doesn't have a brain. Mike. Oh, God. It's kind of ridiculous. Where did they dig him up from? That's where I want to know. I'm kidding, people. Look, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say we are like a rudderless ship, but I'm not making fun. He's an old man. And in fact, he probably doesn't know any better, to be honest. It's the people around him. He just has no clue. And it's, you know, it's just part of getting old, I guess. I don't know. What do you feel is the most premium laptop, the Z13 or the X1 Carbon Gen 10 for productivity and light photo editing? You know, that's a good one. So premium, they're both premium, but the Z13 is a very premium device. It's got a little bit more flash, but there's something iconic about the X1 Carbon Gen 10. So it's just personal preference at that point. Would you elaborate on if you'll be reviewing the recently released Lenovo ThinkBook 13S Gen 4 AMD? I have the ThinkBook 13S Gen 4, but I have the Intel version that's coming out this week. I'm going to get that video out. I don't have, unfortunately, the AMD version. I'm not to say that I won't be getting it. It's just what they sent me so far. Now, the ThinkBook alternative is significantly cheaper. And by the way, Bodhi, I just got, along with this, I got the Slim 9i, and I got the ThinkBook 16P Gen, what are we on, Gen 3? I think it's Gen 3, the latest from that one. So I'm going to have that as well. And it's a more alternative for the small to medium business focused laptops, and they're really good, actually. They're good at it as well. So I like what I saw there. You know, why do Cricket sounds like a bad, creaky shopping bag card? I don't know. That's a good question. You have to add the people at Road. That's a good point. It's a fun live stream tonight. Based on what you have seen so far, would you think would be the best served by the Z16? So who would I think? So creators might want to look at this, and especially with the GPU options. But I got to tell you, so far the integrated GPU is looking pretty good. So I would look at this if you're creative. Looks like a really nice display. I still have to test it. Nice ability to transfer from an SD card. It has a full-size SD card reader. It has a really nice keyboard, a really very responsive haptic touchpad, or force pad as they call it. There's really very little not to like about this. So far, the numbers are looking solid. Looks like it has some pretty decent thermals. You know, they did a really good job here, AMD. The folks at AMD and Lenovo did I think they worked very closely on this Z line. And I got to give my hands, take my hat off to them and give my hands applause here, obviously, because they did a good job so far. I'm really, really impressed with it. Cinematic. You're just curious, what gear are you using? Cameras, lenses on your video? I think it's time to upgrade. Well, maybe if you don't like it, you know, maybe it is time. I don't know. I'm using the Pocket Cam, the 6K Pro. Is that how they say it? Blackmagic Pocket Camera 6K Pro. This is the camera you're looking at. And then the others are Sony's, but some of them do need to be upgraded. They're getting a little long in the tooth. Is it worth the penny? Does this worth the penny we spend? I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Which comments? Was anything he said untrue coming from an unbiased place? Well, who said I said something untrue? I must have missed it. I don't know. I didn't see anything. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Actually, good cameras. Okay. Oh, you need the upgrade. I thought you said I need the upgrade. No. Yeah, this is the I spent a fortune on it. I'm thinking, what am I talking about? The Pocket Camera 6K Pro from Blackmagic. The lens is a very famous. It's what is it? Oh my God, what is my lens? Everybody uses it. It's actually a Canon lens that goes on this. It's a micro. What is it? Oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember it. It just escapes me. But it's you know where I can look it up in my B&H photo, but I'll post it when we're done. I don't have time right now, but I'm sorry. I forget which lens it is. It's from what's that comp? Now this is gonna bother me. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. All right. It's a Sigma lens, but I'm not sure which one it is. It's the art lens, I think. But I'll double check. I'll look it up when we're done. It's been a while since I looked at that stuff. I mean, it's been pretty good so far. I'm happy with it. All right. So did the PCI Express problem only on the 3rd gen and the Z13 remain on the 16? What? So the A7S3 is good. That's a Sony. But what are you talking about, Hector? Did the PCI Express problem only 3rd gen M2 on the Z13 remained on the Z16? So no, there's no problem. Well, it said Gen 3 speeds. This one had Gen 3 speeds. This one had Gen 4. In fact, they were really good. If you caught it earlier in the stream, it did really well getting, let's see here, reads of 6814 and writes of 4909. Blazingly fast, actually. So pretty good. All right. Hey, Andrew, it's actually getting kind of late for me. Could we check out the Thunderbolt dock with the USB 4 real quick? Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. So this is, let me put this down here. So this, I'll have to move this over a little bit. So this dock here, this one right here, is connected to the Dell. So it's a Dell, it's a USB-C dock. Setting up the device. I think it's going to work. So this is a Thunderbolt. What would I be able, so right now there's a Thunderbolt dock. So what could I plug into that to make it work? Let me put in one of the Thunderbolt. I have a Thunderbolt SSD. Give me a second, people. Just bear with me. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So what I have here, let's unplug this. So this dock seems to work, but I'm gonna this is a Thunderbolt only SSD. It's from Sabrent. It's a really good one. Let me plug it in, and we'll know if this is Thunderbolt support on this. So let me put it into this, and let's keep our fingers crossed. So it's saying the Thunderbolt device functionality might be limited. So it may not have the drivers updated to this. So let me go to this PC. See, that's the problem. It's saying it right there. So it may not work here, people. You know what? Hold on. Let me try something else. This wire may be the problem. Hold on. So this is the one it came with. Sorry if this is boring some people, but we want to find this out. So this is the Thunderbolt dock, okay? I mean the Thunderbolt SSD. And let me plug this in. This is the wire that it came with. It's this Thunderbolt dock. Let me see if that makes a difference. Restart required. Oh, it works. It works. The Thunderbolt SSD works. No, this is made by Sabrent. It's actually really good. Not cheap either. They sent it over for me to review. I still got to do a video on it. I'm almost embarrassed. So this works. It's showing up right there. I unplugged it by accident just now, but it works. Let me unplug it and plug it back in. Now it's not doing it. It showed up and then it went away. I think I have to restart this. So it worked. And now it's not showing up. Let me restart. Oh, let me see if this finished. Forgot about this. This is about to finish and then we'll restart. It did recognize it and it did show up as a drive. So that's very encouraging. But then I hit it. I must have hit the wire and it came off. So I got the result here. 1526 on the single core and 11,321 on the multi-core Cinebench R23. Not too bad for a device here that didn't do too much thermal throttling. Let me restart this and let me see if it shows up once I restart this. So this is pretty interesting. So I hope this answered your question, sort of, Tim. So I got the Thunderbolt, which I couldn't use before on an AMD device because it didn't have Thunderbolt support. So this Sabrent drive here, which only works as a Thunderbolt with this Thunderbolt wire, that should show up hopefully here now again while this is restarting. We'll see. Did the Thunderbolt work on the C13? Might go buy a Thunderbolt. Let me try that after we're doing this. Hold on. I think this one's out of juice, to be honest. I'll have to plug this in. All right. We'll find out in a moment. Let's see if it's going to show up. Yep, it showed up. There it is. There's all my stuff. So it does work on the Z16. Now, let me eject this. Yep, it works. So it does work with Thunderbolt SSD. Now, let me take this out. Let me plug in the other one. Okay. And we're going to find out if this one works on this side, which also USB 4. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Thank you, by the way, for Tim. Thank you for letting me know. Now, let me boot this one up, and then we'll see if this will work. So that's going to boot up now. So we already know the Z16 supports Thunderbolt SSD. So that tells me if it could work on that, it'll work with the dock for sure. And let's see this one. Again, low on battery right now, but let's see. So I plugged it into this one. Hasn't showed up yet, but maybe it's loading drivers. The light is on. That's a good sign. But nothing yet. Let me take it off. Interesting. It worked on the 16, but it doesn't seem to be working on the 13. That is so weird. Isn't that interesting? Let me unplug it from this one. Hold on. Let's try the other one. We plug this one back in. I don't know because it's on battery saver with that. Bear with me, folks. This is all happening live. Okay. Now it shows up on this side. So it does work on this one. Interesting. It didn't show up on this side, but it showed up on this side. But they're both supposed to be USB-C 4. So this works. Works on both. Super chat from Corey Melvin. All right. Great testing on your channel. All right. I appreciate that. So it works with Windows 10. It does. And Windows 11, because this one's 11, that one's 10. My question is, did the ThinkPad introduce the touch bar? Maybe a long time ago. Do you remember that? And like think Gen 3 or Gen 2 of the X1 Carbon had their own version of that? Yeah, no problem. So Tim, here's the takeaway, folks. Z16, it worked. It worked on this one, on the Z13, but only on this side. Let's reverse it again. Let's see, maybe it just needed to load a driver in. So let me unplug it from this side. Let me plug it in because it's on battery. It's basically almost empty. So let's plug it in. Doesn't work on this side. It works on the left side, but not the right side. Interesting. So this may have more throughput for some reason. It might be by design, folks. I'm not sure. But the good news is we know that this side works, the left side, not the right side. So let me reverse it again just to make sure. Okay. And again, I'm going to put this one in on the left side. And it worked. So it works on the left side. So that confirms it for me. All right. And at this point, we're already still with over 100 people. Wow. And we're at 1 hour and 45 minutes. I think we're going to start wrapping it up here, people. So what did we learn? Well, we just learned that there's Thunderbolt support for at least for an SSD that's only Thunderbolt. And I know that because I couldn't use it on any other AMD laptops with a USB-C 3.2 Gen 2. So that tells us we get a lot of the Thunderbolt functionality here. It's just a matter of the drivers, I think. Now, it did work on the Z16 and it did work on the Z13. So that's there. Good thing you stumbled on. Check all the ports. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know if it's a design, the way it's designed. It may just be on that one port to have the full throughput, but it just worked on that left side. That's all I can say for right now. All right, people, let's wrap it up. Thank you, Robert, for being so generous, and everybody else who gave super chats. It's been a really fun show, people. Got our first look, and I think I'm the only one who got the first look at this so far. So I want to thank Lenovo for sending it over. It was well worth it. And good numbers, looking good, nice and cool too. I'll see everybody tomorrow. We're going to just do another one, God willing. We're going to have the Slim 9i. That's basically the 9i Yoga that we looked at, the Gen 7, but in clamshell form factor, OLED display, oatmeal color. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But until next time, people, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.